Hi, welcome to Orchids 365. Today is a repotting day, so I decided, hey, let's turn on the camera and do it together. Julio's under the table currently having breakfast. Maybe he'll jump up and join us. So I wanted to go step by step as best as I could, because sometimes I realize I do have new followers and this may be their first repot video, so I'm gonna try my best to show everything in detail. So this one, I know you guys remember that I brought it from the Ophi circus, right? Completely root bound, and it's in a 4-inch pot and it really needs space to grow. So I got my forever basket and my orchid basket because we want to see, you know, maybe one is too big, maybe one is perfect, and then we're gonna see where it fits best. So see, it's important when you repot that this has a place to establish on. You see how it's crawling out of the pot? So that's what we're gonna do. So if you hear this, we have to squeeze as much as we can. I didn't water yesterday. We've been getting a lot of rain, so it should come out easy. Let's see the root situation. Oh, want to put this in a safe place. The orchid inspector's a little shy. I don't remember if I said hi. My name is Roxy at the intro, but my name is Roxy. This is Orchids 365. We are gonna get started. I don't know if there's anything living in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and put on the glove. I only like to put it on one hand, but I like to know what I'm working with. So after the squeeze, give it a little tug, and it's not moving, of course. I figured that would happen. I usually just break these pots because they're so thin. See, it already has like a line there. So if it doesn't come out, I'll just break the pot. Because I'd rather break the pot. Oh, there. Patience. It's literally holding all the media. Look at that. That thing has been in there its whole life. Wow, I see how the roots have started wrapping up on the rim. Yeah, we don't want that. We want it on the new pot. So I'm gonna try for size, right? Let's say this is 4. This one's about 5.5. I may have to repot sooner than later because it seems to wanna crawl. And what you wanna do to crawlers is you want to put them in a place where if it shoots this way, that way, this way, it'll be able to crawl. It might seem like I'm over potting her. I've done this before and it has gone well, because when you over pot, you might not get blooms for a minute, but this is a whole chunk right here. So it counts as 4-inch, and then you always want to go up 2 inches. This is probably more than 2 inches. I would say it's 2 inches more than I would like, but then if I put it in the little one, I don't know it'll last so long, so I'm gonna probably go ahead and risk it and put it here. So I'm gonna go over there, squeeze it, water it, see if I can loosen some of the media in there that seems to be growing some moss. So I went and I was going like this, and I was able to find a way in where all the media was to fall out. And we have good roots, we have some stringy roots. If you feel like you need to trim some roots off, it's okay. If you don't feel comfortable with it, nothing will happen, because they'll just die and fall off, you know, move on, grow roots. So it's kind of like tangled up in here. I don't think I'm gonna do a lot of trimming because it's gonna grow roots. So if I go in here, I'm gonna back up the phone a little so you can see better what's happening, because there you go. I think that's a perfect view. So trying for size, realizing that if I do go this way, this new growth is crawling this way, it has plenty of space. But if I go here, the new growth is already going to be going out of the pot, and I don't want that because I want the repot to last. So I don't want to touch the roots much. I think everything's fine, and that's the way I want it to stay. This one's getting annoying and on my way, and it's stringy, so I might chop these off. But other than that, I'm going to try for size. So my mix is in a really big bucket, and what I buy are, I found these chunky pieces of perlite, sponge rock, whatever you want to call them. I have Orchiata bark is my go-to for forever, and then I have the charcoal. Sometimes with Cattleyas I use pure lava rock. With this one I want to use this mix, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour some and try for size. Covers the bottom, and then what you want to do is, in the direction you want the new growth to go, you want to accommodate it as good as you want. Now I can probably use this and before I put the mix in, because you want as much sturdiness as you can get, because a wobbly orchid is a dead orchid. Okay, you want it to fit in there, not move. So all these are tied together, and it's probably going to be better for me that way. So I know I found a little twisty tie somewhere that I'm gonna need, because I think it's a better idea to attach it to this before I pour the mix to make sure she stands up straight. So I'm gonna find that little twisty tie. I thought it was over here, but of course it's not. And I'm gonna do that. I found one of the twisty ties, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the tallest and just kind of zip tie her there. All of these are zip tied together, and that's fine. I'm not gonna let them loose because I wanna let her root and acclimate as best as I can. That's already, you know, gonna help me. So I usually get these plastic orchid cups. Are very great little buckets for repotting. And I'm gonna go all around. Now this mix is super chunky, dries really well, and then it's in my pot that has a lot of aeration, so your roots can get optimum airflow, because especially rainy season's coming up and you don't want to risk anything rotting. Notice I'm trying to keep her as high up as I can so she can crawl on top and over, and nothing tries to grow to the bottom. So that's what you want to make sure. But this basket doesn't really allow the bulbs to go through because these holes are not very big. But anywho, I always try to, I thought I had enough to repot 2 in that, but I think because I used this big pot, oh yeah, I think I do have enough for the next one if you guys want to join me for one more. Okay, go. Wow, you want to do the wobble test? The only thing wobbling should be the stick for now, not the orchid. So you want to press down. Like for example here, I feel like there's a little, oh, I don't want this dead root. Like a little hole. So you want to like put big chunks in there. And press down and make sure there are no gaps, no holes, no room for, oh there you go, I got a big chunk of charcoal. And that'll hold her steady. Sometimes if you want to finish it off with some leca at the top, you know, whatever works for you. And I feel like this, although it looks like she's over potted, she's not, because the new growth is crawling this way. So I made sure to put her far enough back where it can grow all around. I'm probably gonna hang it, I'm not sure yet, and I'm gonna make sure to make a hole on the ID. But she already looks like a whole other orchid, and remember, it's a beautiful cerulean color, and you know the basket is white, it won't take away from the flower. And I just I think this looks so beautiful, guys. What do you think? Okay, the next one that I have, I think is gonna fit in here. So I'm gonna place this one here. Okay, these are called my orchid baskets. They're a tad smaller, a little bit taller, so they work for something in between. So I grabbed this beauty that I have bought in Miami from Waldorf, that I already have this entire new growth, and guess what? Same size, and it's already looking, so if I put her in here, it's too tight. It'll be out of there in like maybe another year. So I'm probably gonna have to go look for a bigger basket, because I know this is a vigorous, beastly orchid. So yeah, it's probably not gonna be a good idea to put her in something this small. So I think, I'm not sure if I have one available, but I'm gonna go ahead and check. I try my best to do as many repot videos as I can. I feel like that we can show each other how we do things, and I know that repotting an orchid can be so intimidating, which is what inspired me to do that. Keep calm and repot on. You don't have to repot everything all the time. It's okay to leave them alone. However, there's certain situations, bare root, you have to pot right away. Growing an entire moss here in Florida, you have to assess the situation, especially if it's a Cattleya species. So, you know, wait until you're comfortable, watch a couple of videos, trust yourself, you know, trust yourself, you'll be fine. If you ever have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. I need to probably make a pot for this one, or find one. I could make another repot video, or maybe we can do a repot live where I can do this repot live and we can interact and you guys can ask me questions. With that being said, I need you guys to tell me in the comments, if a weekday, what time frame would work for you, and then maybe I can set it up and I can say, okay, we're repotting live on this time on this day because it's summer and I'm home now. So I can actually just do a repot. If you miss it, you can always see it, but it'll be more fun if you can see it live. I don't do much lives. I mean, it's a little bit harder for me, but let's do something new. I can show you a few updates that I have here of repots that I did just a couple of weeks or months ago, because I really want to show you the growth. It's incredible. The rain is doing so good to the orchids right now. If you don't have a lot of bloom sometimes, don't get discouraged. Look at your green leaves. Look at the root tips that they're green. Look at the growth, you guys. This is a journey, and unless you're buying an orchid every single day of the 365 days a year, it's okay to sometimes where you don't have so many blooms. It's okay. You're doing great. Don't let it discourage you. It's not all about the blooms. It's about the growth too. With that being said, let me know if you want to do a live repot. That sounds like fun. And then we'll set it up. Okay, so always remember to please be kind. Catch you next time. Bye.